Chat, this video right here in particular, I have been getting requested to watch this multiple times on multiple occasions for the past week and a half so you can finally shut up. Let's see what they want me to see.
You may be seated.
Sit down.
Hello, Your Honor. This is a case of Manser versus Sear.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sear's son, Dylan.
That's right.
And it was never proven that you are his biological father.
Huh? Wait, I didn't know that. You could go to jail for not paying child support, and it's not mandatory you get DNA testing to see if it's actually yours before they take you away? That don't even make sense. That literally, why did they not have to confirm that's his kid before they even requested the money or request him to go to jail? That don't even make sense.
Now, Ms. Sear, you say you have proof that Mr. Manser is Dylan's father. You argue you are here to prove again that he is the father of your son, to finally stop him running from his responsibility.
He did 5 years in jail, huh? It ain't nothing to run
Manser,
from.
explain to the court the circumstances surrounding your arrest.
Well, Your Honor, I'm here to explain that 12 hours of my life cost me 5 years in the Department of Corrections. She was a friend of my aunt.
12 hours.
She was best friends with my aunt. We all lived in the same little community. She lived across the street. I knew of her. I knew her. I've spoken to her. But as far as intimacy, we was together one time. And I hate to be crude, but it was a one-night stand.
I don't care what your version was. I was far from a
Define
one-night
dating,
stand.
living across the street from each other?
Far from a one-night
My wife's going to be
stand.
upset because I live across the street from somebody and I'm not dating them.
Oh, if I was your wife, I wouldn't trust you for nothing.
I don't think after all of this that has transpired, it really matters whether it was a one-night stand
Right.
or a
It does matter.
two-day trip.
My biggest concern-
The point is you all had a sexual relationship
Right.
at some point.
Oh!
So there is a possibility that he's the father of
Right.
your son,
Correct.
Dylan.
Wait, why is the son Dylan sitting right here next to him if he not... This gotta be a different kid. And why are they talking about one night stand after he did 5 years in jail? Why are you even worrying about a one night stand? You already had to go to jail for her dumbass.
Possibility.
Okay.
Wait, that's the kid. I don't like him. I
Found
don't
out
like that
anything
boy.
about the child until I was served with papers in 1995.
And so
And you
you
did
showed
that,
up
huh?
for court, and what
No,
happened?
I wasn't
No, he
able.
didn't
I wasn't
show up.
able to show up for court. I was completely on the other side of the state. I was indigent. I was living at my mom's. Didn't have a job at the time, so I didn't show up for court. And I was named the natural father by default.
And then what happens?
And then I was charged criminally for not paying the child support that was ordered in the default judgment.
So how did you get arrested?
That came 3 years later after I still didn't pay child support, still unable to pay. I still had doubt. I've never, to this day, thank God for your show, or I'd never know for sure whether or not I was the natural father. Never.
If you would have showed up for court, you would have known.
I couldn't show up for court.
Why?
There's
So
a lot of people. 'Cause
I
was
got
across the
there.
state, well, you live in the same town.
Well, I got there
Yeah,
just fine.
I'm sure you did.
I wasn't busy running away from everybody.
Did you? That's right.
You didn't pay child support for about 8 years. Quit telling them it's 3 years. It was about 8 years.
The court order was 1995. I got arrested in 1998, so that's 3 years in my calculation. 12 years. And then and I went to prison for 5 years. When I got out of prison in 2003, I paid child support from that day until just February of last year when I lost
Only
my job.
because they garnished
Oh, they got his time and his money?
your wages.
Absolutely, that's what they do. And I actually asked my public defender, where's the proof? I've yet to see proof that the child's mine. He said that they obtained my
Stop showing
DNA
this.
through a sample that was already on file. That's what she's claimed
For a
this whole
daughter
time.
you didn't raise too.
So, that's right.
He
I'm not
said
here to
that's
win any
right.
Father of the Year awards, believe me.
You wouldn't get it.
So, but I'm here to say that, you know, in today's society, I think it's cruel and unusual punishment to be sentenced to 5 years in prison with and murders and child missing a court date. So that's basically what happened. I missed a court date.
You missed being a father.
I didn't know he was mine. You've had these so-called results, you know, for all this time. If she presented these results back in 1995, or better yet, in court when I was going to be sentenced to prison, things could have been a whole lot different. I would probably, I know I would have embraced Dylan a lot more than I did. Because
They keep showing this same weird ass picture of him In this dumbass pose. He looks so uncomfortable.
Well, once you don't show up for court,
right,
Mr. Manser, yeah.
I guarantee you there's
you
thousands.
understand that now, that in this country, you got to show up for court.
Well, true.
If you got to walk there.
You're right.
You need to be there.
Okay.
And then you plead
so
guilty.
for every American boy out there that goes to Florida on spring break and hooks up with a girl, and the girl goes to Texas, and the boy goes back to Massachusetts, and there's a petition to show up.
Yes.
If he can't fly from Massachusetts to Texas, he's automatically the natural.
He better find a
there's
way.
gonna be a lot
And
of people in prison.
listen. The pain that you've endured and what you've gone through is in part because
My stubbornness.
Thank you.
Yeah, my stubbornness.
And you are a living example of
Right.
that.
And it needs to be
So
known
now,
out
as
there.
you're being hauled off to court, you're still adamant and you're saying, I'm not the father of this child.
I'm saying I've never been proven to be the father of this child. I hadn't met him until he was like 15 years after I initiated contact
11.
for my son Chris.
I had a DNA test done, and I have the results right here. Would you like a
Wasn't I
copy of
supposed
it?
Well, she's worked for lab pretty much for the last 20 years. Those I'd
Hold on.
question the validity of the results. I mean, she'd get those anyway.
Hold on 1 second. Jerome, please hand me
Jerome,
Ms. Sears'
do something.
evidence.
Look at
It
Jerome.
also shows the lab did that
But I've got-
the
Your
seal was
Honor,
not sampled.
I never submitted a test. I got a hold of court clerks. They sent me I have a docket sheet here that pretty much details everything that's ever taken place in my file. There's nothing in there that shows any lab results. I mean, she
All
had
right.
a boyfriend at the time. She had a Navajo Indian.
Jerome,
That was her
please
boyfriend.
hand me
What?
Mr. Manser's evidence as well.
He has evidence of what?
I have evidence that there was never a DNA test. There's no DNA
There
testing in there.
was.
I'm dazed and confused that he did 5 years in jail based off little to DNA information. And then he found out he has another kid named Chris. And now I don't know what's going on.
Let me look at Ms. Sears' evidence that she included because I want to understand the situation surrounding this previously collected sample.
Who's to say it was my sample?
Your evidence clearly states that there was a laboratory test performed.
Yes, ma'am.
I see here.
I don't think it happened. I think she worked in the lab and that she's had this thing manufactured.
The information that is also included in the collection of the samples, I do see for alleged father, it's entirely blank.
Right.
Meaning
Imagine that.
there is no social security number.
Interesting.
There is no address.
She forgot to
There
put
is
that
no
part in there.
information about you. It's all blank. There's no picture of you. There's no photograph.
She didn't have that information. That's right. Exactly.
It's
You're
true
right.
because there's no evidence that you were there on that
That's exactly
day.
right. Thank
We've
you, Your
established
Honor.
that.
Thank you.
Whoa.
We do, how on May the 1st, 1995, which they claim was you.
The date of May when they put on there underneath the ascension number, that is when they pulled a sample
See-
out of the freezer.
Miss
What he
Sears,
got in the
I
freezer?
see. Now, this court has administered new testing.
That's beautiful.
gonna be
And
quite
we will
different than what she's
reveal
presented.
those results shortly.
Let's go.
You think our DNA changed in 20 years?
Okay.
Your Honor, wouldn't most women want to shove that piece of paper in my face? I've yet to see this piece of paper.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, I guarantee you, any woman in this courtroom would want to prove or erase any of my doubt, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You didn't even talk about
This audience clapping over every damn thing they say. Shut
Demo.
up. Ain't even
There
no
was no
clapping
even
moment.
issue of-
Don't you think the fact that I have nothing to do with it would express doubt?
You even had nothing to do with 3 of your kids,
I
including
don't
the
know.
one
I got
sitting
one
there.
right here.
Not until he was 13.
I got one right now. Yeah, because
even
I'm
meet
in
him.
Where's
prison
his
for
mom or
5
whatever?
years.
At least on my part, he made up for it.
Look at this fucking goofy ass kid. Nobody asked you for shit, buddy. He's on my part. I can't be mad at him. He's trying to stick up for his dad. That's a good son trying to be there for his dad, but motherfucker, your dad ain't supporting most of his kids. You can't be speaking.
So let's hear from your son.
And I keep telling you, this audience keep fucking clapping over everything.
Please step up to the podium, Mr. Manser. Please step up. You are Mr. Manser's son.
Yes.
Please tell us, has he been a father to you? And if so, has he been a good one?
Absolutely. He's been a great father to me. We've had our ups and downs, as a father-son relationship should be, but
We're best friends.
we really are.
We're best friends.
And Chris, you've met Dylan, Miss Sears' son.
I originated that.
Were you like brothers, Chris?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You had a relationship.
Yeah, I've felt he was my brother since I met him.
So you've seen your father treat Dylan well?
Yes, absolutely.
I've been withdrawn, I've been distant, but that's because of the doubt.
Mr. Manser, you claim this has destroyed your life.
Absolutely.
You've had a pretty decent life. You didn't give
Yeah,
up
but it ain't
anything.
got nothing-
My
I think
son-
This lady talking about he had a decent life. Man did 5 years in jail, had to pay child support on the way out. What you talking about, bro?
Graduated high school, Billy
Time
Joe.
we meet Dylan. Jerome, will you please escort Dylan into the courtroom, please?
Jerome, hurry up. That kid out there scaring me. Look at him. God damn it, man. This is what kids look like when they dad not in their life. Chat, be a father to these kids, man. All these fatherless children.
Now, Dylan,
Look at the complete opposites in children when the dad is present and when the dad isn't present. Oh my goodness, it's complete night and day.
I want to know about your relationship with your father.
I feel I don't know him that well.
Oh!
Go ahead, son.
Why the
I
audience
love
not
Chris,
clapping?
though. We've spent a lot of time together.
Your brother.
Yep.
We're gonna be brothers no matter what.
That guy seems fucking weird. Is it just me? The damn son looks weird. I don't want to be a bad person, but he just doesn't look like he's. I don't know what to tell you. Something's off. Something's off about this kid.
We've spent a lot of time together.
Your brother.
Yep.
We're gonna be brothers no matter what.
I've only met
Would
my
you
little
like
brother.
to have a relationship with Mr. Manser?
I'm not really sure. I can't respect someone talking so much harmful to my mother.
Oh, he's standing on business. Now the audience need to clap. He's standing on
What do you want
business.
from today, Dylan?
I haven't seen either one of them in over a year.
The way he's looking, it's like his eyes don't work properly. Am I the only person catching these mannerisms? Something off about how he moves. It's not natural movement.
I haven't seen either one of them in over a year now.
Daughter on the way.
I have a daughter due in November.
Who the fuck he been fucking? What is going on in this world? What is going on? What is going on out here?
You're the grandpa.
You're the grandpa.
I'd like for you to be part of her life,
Well,
too.
I've advised you to get proof.
I've advised him to
my
raise his child from day one.
I think it's time for the results.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Jerome, do you have the envelope?
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything's in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jerome finally doing his job. Everything's in there. Listen to Jerome.
Envelope.
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything's in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at
These
Jerome.
results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics in the case of
What's his name?
Manser versus Sear.
Ooh.
Mr. Manser,
Look at what they did. Look. Look at it. Look at it. They threw a commercial at us. No way I'm getting hit with TV-like commercials on the internet. Oh, the world is evolving.
because of the sensitivity of this issue, ran 2 tests.
God damn, get to it.
Results are as follows.
Imagine his for another
In the
commercial.
case of Mr. Manser, you are not.
She thinks she is Mari. Why would she build it up like that? They're playing with these people's lives. They're playing. Why did she put that? I didn't even know this show did that. I thought he was the dad. How long she paused? God damn.
Are not.
Look at that. How you gonna throw that in there?
Oh, man. 5 years in prison. Dylan, I'm sorry, bro. But this is why. This is why I did what I did.
But this
and
is
acted-
nothing I made up. The lab did
You
it.
made it all up.
You made it all up. This man did 5 years in the pen.
No, I did not.
Well, those results
I
apparently
don't
are
know
made
any
up.
of those people on that form.
Oh, my God.
This is clearly the most shocking
Very much.
news we've ever gotten in this courtroom.
Oh, my God. She should be convicted of some crime.
I didn't know that. I didn't
Mr.
know that.
Manser, Mr. Manser,
That is fraud.
I know you're upset. I know it's overwhelming. I need a moment with Dylan because I want to make sure he understands. Do you want to find out who your father is?
Of course.
Miss Sear.
This man eyes, like he just stare at you with this blank stare. He shows zero emotion. I don't know what is going through his head, man.
Do you know?
Yes, ma'am.
You know who his father is.
So I talk to him still.
Wait, huh?
Yes, I talk to him still.
What you mean?
Listen,
Get away from my son.
he
Get
apologized.
away from. Let me see that again.
Listen,
Get away from my son.
Get away from my son. Look at that hug.
he apologized.
And out of another breath, he's calling me a liar.
You cannot stand there and really suggest that you cannot comprehend why this man would not have any type of ill feeling, frustration, or regret as it relates to anything involving you. 5 years in prison. And then I say, do you know who your son's father is? And you say, yes, I'm still in touch with him. That is a really huge pill to swallow.
That's messed up. Why didn't you get child support from this guy you still in contact with all this time, huh? Has he been paying you child support? Why didn't you send him to the pen since you know who the father is?
And I commend you for standing here as respectfully as you have. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
If you need help processing this, figuring out how to get through it, the court can provide resources for you. And I'm going to see each one of you in my chambers because I feel like I need to tell you some things as a woman.
Oh!
Thank you for joining me in my chambers. You know, there are times when after I hear a case, I have to take a moment to come out of the courtroom setting. I want to bring you into my personal world.
With a
Because
camera
as
here.
a woman, as a mother, and as the judge of this court.
Why is this lady crying when nothing happened to her? He wasn't in her son's life anyway, so she still ain't got a dad for the son. She claims she already knew who the father was. And the dad, the one that had to pay the child support and go to jail, what's she crying about? I really don't understand.
Okay?
I didn't fabricate those papers or the DNA tests.
But you have to also acknowledge that your son is in a predicament
I know.
that you had a hand in. Can you be strong enough to get through this and help your mother help you?
Huh?
Yes. Definitely. I know she's there for me.
I know she loves you very much. That's obvious. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You brought them to your chambers to say nothing?
And I'm going to see each one of you in my chambers because I feel like I need to tell you some things as a woman.
Oh! I didn't even feel like she helped this situation at all. The point of them going into that chambers absolutely added nothing to this video. I'm gonna be completely honest.